What's going on, everybody? It's your boy RNG Crypto here with you for another video, guys, and today I'm going to be talking about how to actually invest in some of these IDOs, guys. But before I do that, I gotta hit you with the disclaimer, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say or do is not going to be financial advice. Please make sure that you're doing your own due diligence and research before investing any money, guys. And before we get started, I did want to quickly update us, guys, on some staking APY, guys. AstroSwap, if you recall my video last night, it was up at 1,000 or a total of 2,000 with the double APY bonus, which I explained in last night's video. Go check it out. It's now down at 576, guys, and this just shows you guys that the longer you wait, the lower the APY gets. That's why it's important to stay on top, keep your hand on the pulse, and make sure that you're on top of these things and jumping in right when they get released. So if you got in early, even if you got in after that video, you still had some time to take advantage of that sweet, sweet 1000% APY. But guys, it's still at 576, which is still very high. It's going to continue to go down as the number of stakers increases. So keep that in mind. In addition, some additional news, guys. AdaPad just increased their APY. If you recall, their APY actually, it started initially over 900%. More people got in. I mean, look at the amount of stakers. It's a ton. The APY went down all the way into the 60s. And actually today, they just announced that they boosted the APY. I'm assuming they took some of those staking rewards from some of the other launchpads and are contributing here to be able to pay out this APY, which is good news, guys. So that increased again. It's still definitely worth it staking here just from a passive income perspective. But that's not what this video is about, guys. We're talking about what launchpads do we invest in and how do we invest in to these IDOs, guys. I'm going to be talking about that with you guys, so stick with me here just a moment. So guys, the highly anticipated PulsePad is coming up. We still don't have an exact date. We still don't have confirmed launch pads on which it's actually launching. However, guys, we do know that PulsePad will more than likely launch on every single one of Bluezilla's launch pads because that's how they've done it with all the previous ones. So for example, AdaPad, when it launched on TronPad, BSCPad, KCCPad, ETHPad. It launched on all the launch pads that were already active. So I'm assuming that once PulsePad is announced, it's going to also be announced on all the launch pads. With that in mind, guys, we know PulsePad will do 100x or more, and we want to get a piece of that 100x. So let's go and take a look at what would be the best bang for your buck in terms of which launch pad you should get into to take part in the PulsePad IDO. And for that, I do have one of my launchpad lists here. These are essentially all the launchpads I'm a part of. I don't put any actual numbers in here. This is just for me to keep a list. But I've sorted this by market cap, lowest to highest. And that is one of the ways I look at which launchpad I should invest my money in, and because I want to get into something at a good discount, right? I don't want to get into something that's pumped like AdaPad or something that's been around for a while like BSCPad, where there are tons of stakers and a high market cap, reducing my ROI in terms of my actual investment in the launchpad, but also reducing the allocation that I'm going to get when I actually go and try to invest into the IDO. So I want to look at a lower one like ETHPad and KCCPad, and those are also the ones I mentioned on my previous how to invest video. And there still happen to be the ones that are the lowest in terms of market cap. And you can see ETHPad recently in the last 7 days did pump about 46%. So you want to be cautious of that, be aware. But guys, looking at those and then combining that with some other insights such as number of stakers, right? So let's look at TronPad. We have 3,500 stakers. BSCPad 9,100. That's a lot. I'm not going to be interested in that one. KCCPad 1,793. That's a good number. I like what I see here. Numbers of stakers for ETHPad 2,320. And let's go look at VLXPad. VLXPad actually also has a lower amount of stakers, meaning that I probably would get a higher allocation just based on the lower number of stakers. So let's go back now. So we have VLXPad with 1,600. We have KCCPad with 1,700 and ETHPad with 2,300 stakers. So I'm going to take that and kind of remember that, and let's go take a look at their market cap. So VLXPad is pretty high up right now at 51 million. It's pumped about 58%. KCCPad in the last 7 days has not really done much movement. It's certainly moving in an uptrend, but it hasn't done too much movement, and it's only at a 30 mil market cap. And considering that they only have 1,700 stakers, I think that I would be more attracted to that if I'm trying to get into this game of IDOs. So KCCPad would probably be my choice here. So let's talk about how we actually would get into KCCPad. So there are going to be a couple of steps, guys. I'm going to try to run through these as clearly but also as quickly as possible, guys. So again, we've chosen KCCPad as our launchpad that we want to invest in. Let me click in here and actually open up KCCPad because we're going to need to buy this token, guys, right? And in order to determine the amount of tokens that we're going to need, we want to take a look at their actual website. And look at what tiers we need to get into. So there are 3 tiers in KCCPad, and every launchpad will have on their main site a similar setup or arrangement here where you can actually take a look at all the tiers, right? So we know for the starter I'm going to need 50K, middle 100K, highest allocation 200K. I personally do have the 200K allocation right now, but for this example, let's just say that we're going with 50K, guys. So 50K, I want to just get into it, right? I'm just pretty new, so I don't want to invest too much yet. So let's go take a look at what that would cost us. And I like to do that on CoinGecko, right? So you find KCCPad on CoinGecko. I type in 50,000 down here, and it's going to be about 7.6K. So guys, if you have that liquid and able to invest, that's your entry level here for KCCPad, which more than likely will have a PulsePad IDO, guys, but I would make sure that we wait on some official announcements to really confirm that. But again, based on history, every Bluezilla Launchpad that was launched on Bluezilla Launchpads was available on every single Bluezilla Launchpad. I hope that wasn't too confusing. But going right back in here, guys, so KCCPad, if I wanted to buy this, I would go to PancakeSwap, and for that, I'm going to need to take this contract address with me. Always use the contract address. Don't actually go and type in KCCPad. I would go into my trading pair. So once you land on PancakeSwap, let me actually land at the main site, right? So if you land at the main site for PancakeSwap, at the top left here, there is a trade button. You go in there and you click on exchange, and that takes you to your actual DEX or decentralized exchange where you can now trade your tokens for PancakeSwap. You'll also need a wallet, and MetaMask is what I strongly recommend. I know there's Trust Wallet lovers out there. I prefer MetaMask, and you're going to need to add Binance Smart Chain. You can see at the top here, I have Binance Smart Chain added there. There's a very simple way of adding Binance Smart Chain to your MetaMask wallet, and that would be using Chainlist. You go to Chainlist, you click on Connect Wallet, it will connect your wallet, and then you can literally just write in here Binance. And then here is an option to actually add Binance Smart Chain to your MetaMask wallet without having to do it manually. There's a way to do it manually as well, but I like to do it this way manually. And we're going to also need to add it for KCC, and they also have it for KCC mainnet. I would also add this one. I've already added it, so I'm not going to click it, but that's how you would add those networks onto your MetaMask wallet so that you can actually interact and make exchanges or swap tokens on these platforms, on KCC chain or Binance Smart Chains, which are layer ones. And I'll get into some of that stuff in another video. But guys, so that's the gist of it. So again, we have our KCC address, right? I'm going to go ahead and paste that in from CoinGecko. And for this example, I'm only going to buy one. Just for example's sake, it's going to take a little bit here. Let me actually use BUSD. So I'm trading my 1 BUSD for KCCPad. And as soon as PancakeSwap plays, right? So 1 BUSD buys me 6.46 KCCPad, which I'm going to go ahead and purchase those, hit confirm, go through the confirmation in the MetaMask wallet. And again, if you didn't have Binance on there, you wouldn't even get this far. So guys, make sure that you are getting the MetaMask wallet and adding Binance Smart Chain and also KCC Smart Chain onto your MetaMask so that you can interact with these chains. So now that we have bought our KCC, let's pretend like that went through. But now that we have bought our KCC, right, you can see I have a balance of 2 right now. The next part would be to actually get this onto the staking platform, right? Because you do need to stake the 50,000 KCC to be able to have access to the IDO. How do I stake it? Simple, guys. I go here and I actually need to bridge it over first, right? So because you're gonna start with the Binance Smart Chain, right? The KCC I just bought is on the Binance Smart Chain, but for me to stake this, I need to be on the KCC Smart Chain. So there's a bridge. Every single launchpad has a bridge. Okay, for TronPad, you will need to do the same thing. You will buy it on Binance Smart Chain, but you're gonna need to bridge it over onto the Tron chain TRC20 protocol in order to stake. Okay, same thing here. I just bought the KCC tokens, KCC pad tokens on Binance Smart Chain, on PancakeSwap, and now I'm going to bridge it from Binance Smart Chain onto the KCC Smart Chain. Okay, and you would, again, you go here, you click on bridge, this pop-up opens. I will connect my wallet on the Binance chain, right? Because that's where you're starting, so you need to be you need to set your wallet to Binance still. We're not switching to KCC yet. So now I'm going to bridge KCC pad, which is the asset here at the top, um, from Binance over to KuCoin. You can see that here, right? And if you click that little icon in the middle, it actually switches them, but we're not going to worry about that. I have two, so I'm going to click max. It should populate two. Destination address will be the same because I'm using the same MetaMask wallet both on Binance as well as on KCC, so I don't need to change anything there. I hit swap, okay? And this is going to take you through a process here. You click confirm, you click approve, and the part where it actually does do the transfer, it will take a while. 17 cents is the fee. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm just to show you guys this, and this is where it takes a bit. I'm going to start pausing the video here. Okay, so that came through. It took about 30 seconds. Now that I have actually approved the transfer or the bridging, now I actually need to submit it. Let's ignore that. Now I actually need to submit the actual submission, or excuse me, the transfer from Binance Smart Chain onto KCC, which I'll do by submitting this. And now it's actually going to bridge the tokens over from BSC or Binance Smart Chain to KCC. And this is also going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to pause. Okay, that was actually really quick. I guess with only two tokens, things go quicker. Okay, so now that we've actually done it, and sometimes you'll get the completion notification, and this will still say pending. But once I move over, so once I actually switch over onto the KCC chain, so we've just done the bridging. Not to confuse anyone, I did this, I'm complete here. I bridged it over from BSC to KCC. Now that I've bridged it over onto the KCC, I'm ready to stake it. So for that, I need to change my wallet from Binance Smart Chain to KCC, right? So I'll do that again. I go to MetaMask. At the very top, you select your drop down here, and that will give you all your options for all the networks. I have KCC mainnet here. Now that I'm over on KCC mainnet, right, you can see my two KCC pads that I bridged over are in here. I can connect. So I'm going to connect to the staking platform. I'm going to use MetaMask. You can see I've already have this much staked, right? And I'm going to show you what you would do to stake the remaining amount. So at the bottom here, you click this little checkbox, right? Then you click next, and your max amount, you click next, right? Pre-authorization, so this is not the staking yet, this is just the confirmation and the approval. I would click next there, and I would confirm this, right? I'm not going to do that now because I'm actually not going to stake this because it resets my staking timer. I don't want to do that. But you would hit confirm here, right? And then that's the authorization, and then you have another submission where you'll have to go into MetaMask and actually confirm again, and that's going to stake your tokens, okay? And for that to get out of here from the gray screen, I need to refresh. So let's pretend I just did that, right? I just staked my tokens. So now I am ready to participate. So after you've staked your tokens, you now need to complete the KYC, guys. Mine's already lit up green, but guys, make sure that you are completing your KYC. Be aware that if you are in countries like the United States and you're not an international, so you don't have another place of residency, you need to either know someone or be in a country that is approved. US again is not approved for KYC, so you need to make sure that you either are not in the US or have family or someone that can help you get approved for KYC. But essentially you would click this button, it wouldn't be green for you yet, and it will take you to the third party that does all the KYC for all the Bluezilla Launchpads, guys. Alright, so once you've completed KYC, you have everything staked, then you're ready for the IDO. And for that, check out one of my other videos. It's actually the one for AstroSwap. You can actually see how I've partaked or what I did when I actually took part in the IDO. But guys, so what happens essentially, there will be a timer here where you see closed, maybe a 2-hour timer. You click on that. Once that timer goes down, you're going to be able to actually go in here and literally just allocate your money. Let me see. Okay, now that that loaded, guys, on the right here where you see close, there will be a big box here, and it will tell you, oh, you can allot or allocate $200, right? Then you would connect your wallet. After you connect your wallet, there'll be an approve button you see on the left and a join pool button. So let's say the timer's at 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, I like to go ahead and approve. So I hit approve, and MetaMask will pop up. It will ask me to confirm something. All right, I'm not going to do it here though. But then once it's approved, you're done with approving. You only need to do it one time. And then once that timer expires, right, so it's at 10 minutes, it goes down to 0 seconds. Eventually, this join pool button here that you can see next to approve will light up. And once it lights up, you just click on that, go again through the confirmation process in MetaMask, and then you will have allocated uh, your amount of money that you want to allocate for the project. You know, if it's the max or however much, you don't have to allocate what they tell you to allocate. You know, if you have a $200 allocation and you only have $100, you can do that. It would be a huge waste because that other $100 could be 100x, but you can do that. So that is essentially how you would get into KCC Pack, guys. I hope this is helpful. I know it's kind of from the hip, but I want to be transparent with you guys, show you what works for me, guys. If you have questions, I'll make other videos, but please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what questions you have, what other things you would like to see, guys. And if you like the video, guys, like the video, hit me with a subscribe, guys. I will see you in the next video, which will be coming up shortly. But guys, for now, I am out. Peace.